Hi, Brad Kozak here for The Truth About Guns, and I'm here today to talk about my dream gun, the Kimber Pro Crimson Carry II. The Pro Crimson Carry II is an aluminum frame commander style 4-inch barrel, 1911 of course. The cool thing about the 1911, well, I'm just a 1911 fan, you either love them or you don't love them. The thing that I really love about the 1911 is it just fits in my hand so well. Now this one is unloaded. I can bring it back and show you that there is nothing in there is no magazine in the gun. I took that out before we started rolling. I don't want you to think I'm waving around a hot gun here. So we're here on the range and we're going to shoot this bad boy. The cool thing about this gun is that you've got rounded cornered edges, beveled, melted if you will, so that it's easy to get in and out of the holster. The coolest thing about it is this, the Crimson Trace laser grip. Crimson Trace laser grip has a couple of batteries here, and they say that these batteries will last forever, and if they don't, they will give you new batteries. When you buy the gun, they'll just keep giving you batteries as they wear out. There's a tiny little switch here that turns the laser on and off, but that doesn't actually turn the laser on, that just cuts the power. It's this switch right here on this strap that actually hits the laser, and you'll see coming out of here a little red glow. That tells you that wherever that little red dot goes, that's where the bullet's supposed to go. Now there are two tiny little holes here on the Crimson Trace laser that allow you to adjust the thing, to sight it in, if you will. And we've just gotten through doing that. It takes probably the tiniest Allen wrench that I've ever seen right here. That tiny little Allen wrench is the thing that you have to have in order to sight in this laser. Now the cool thing about lasers, if you're not squeamish about relying on the power of a battery, this does have iron sights. Now they are not iron sights that have true glow or tritium or anything else on it. They're just sights, just iron sights, about as basic as you can get. Nice thing about Kimber is that there are a lot of aftermarket sights you could add to the gun. But what they did was they went with cheaper sights here so they could spend the money where it counts in the Crimson Trace laser grip. You can add Crimson Trace laser grips for your typical 1911, that's an MSRP of about $320 to add laser grips to your gun. And the price is pretty consistent for whatever gun you've got. They've got it for most popular guns, the Glocks, the Springfields, the SIGs, things like that. But we're talking about 1911s today. So this puppy's hot, except I've got the safety on, of course, and I am keeping it pointed down range. We've got a target here. I'm going to get a little bit better target. And one of my favorite products, the peel and stick targets. Because I'll tell you what, guys, when I hit 40, the eyes started to go. I went from having perfect vision to needing glasses. And when you need glasses, the first thing that you find, although glasses may make you look educated or may make you look sophisticated, I think the jury's out on that one in my case, but what you find is that if you sweat a lot, and I do, you'll find that the glasses fill up with sweat. And if they're not filled up with sweat, they're filled up with haze. You can't see. These things fog up on me like London does on a muggy night. Okay, we got our target here. I put 2 peel and sticks on there. Now this is what's so cool about having this laser. If you can hold your gun steady, and believe me, a laser will show you you're not holding it steady, at least not as steady as you think. When you acquire your target, wherever that red dot is, that's where the gun's going to shoot. That bullet's going to go right through there. Now, if you don't have it sighted in properly, and I've done this myself and I'm not an expert at sighting in, but at this distance, this is about what, I guess 15 feet, you think? At 15 feet, I ought to be able to hit the target, one's hope, since I run it for T-tag. But let's see here. Okay, safety off, finger is now on the trigger, downrange, and go. Yep. I think he'd be dead. One of the cool things about having a laser is that I don't have to get a sight picture with the iron sights to know what I'm doing here. So let's say that you have your nightstand, you were sound asleep, you heard a noise, it was a home invasion, burglary, something like that, and you grabbed your trusty Kimber with the Crimson Trace grips off the nightstand. What you're going to find is that you can literally shoot from the hip. Now, I don't recommend shooting from the hip. I think that's stupid for politicians and for gun owners. But you can do it, of course. You can also do something really stupid like, you know, the gangsta kind of thing, because the laser is going to put the gun wherever it goes. But the cool part of it about this is I believe that the laser offers a deterrent factor, very much like the sound of a 12-gauge cocking. You see that little red dot jiggling on your chest? I think you're going to have second thoughts about whether you need to be in that building or not, and your hands are probably going to assume the French position, which would be like this: I surrender. So, jazz hands, French hands. So, we're looking downrange. I do not have a sight picture right now. I'm off from the sight picture. I've got the gun here, and we're going to see what happens. Now, I'm going to take it off safety, which is why it twitched like that, because I didn't have it off safety. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty convincing evidence right there that a laser is a pretty good investment. Now, you can argue that this needs a little sighting in, that it's pulling to the left just a little bit, and that's probably true. I'm not going to worry about that today because, frankly, it's hot in here and I want to get home, post this video. But the Crimson Trace gun here, this particular pistol, nice and lightweight. My Springfield fully loaded, the Springfield loaded with the 5-inch barrel, steel frame, weighs, in this condition, unloaded, about 44 ounces. This gun weighs 28 ounces. And of course, with a 4-inch barrel, it's much, much easier to conceal. Here I have an outside the waistband holster and just an untucked shirt, or in this case, an untucked fleece thing. And you can't see the gun. With a 5-inch barrel, that's one more inch that you've got to conceal, and believe me, that inch makes a big difference, regardless of what you may have heard from your wife. So this is the Crimson Trace the Kimber Pro Crimson Carry II. Kimber makes a fine gun. They make great 1911s. I love this one. I don't want to send it back. So hey, Kimber, can we make a deal?